Brentford is the only team, if I'm not mistaken, with a 100% win rate at the bridge. The only team. Now, in the last 6 games we played against Brentford, Chelsea have come up with a 1 win. The others were just Brentford just beating Chelsea and a draw. Now, they're coming to the bridge this weekend. Now, their record this season away from home have not been good. I think they've only one draw. They played 7, one draw, and then I think 6 losses on the road. But their home form rather has been great. Now, Chelsea, on the other hand, our home form has not been as good as an away form. Away form is pretty much better than the home form. Now, with the home form, with that being said, we've actually been doing okay this season. Not so much bad as compared to the previous seasons. So Brentford are not good away from home, and Chelsea, they are quite alright, or quite good rather, because Chelsea this season we're doing you know something that no one has ever like predicted during the summer when we were buying players and getting linked to everyone. So I'm, basing on those facts, I'm quite confident that we will do it. Even the fact that we have Maresca this season, and I think the vibes have been good at Cobham. So I think putting all those facts, I think we will win the match, right? Or draw. At least we won't lose the match. But the eye test, looking at the way Brentford have been playing this season, it scares me. It scares me. When we went to Tottenham, I was quite confident that we were gonna win that match. Now Brentford is coming to our home. I'm not even confident. I'm sorry, I'm not even confident. Brentford is one. Imagine having a team that have got 100% at your ground since they've been promoted to Premier League. I think the only time we won against them was I think 2016 or so. I can't remember the dates, but it had to do with the cup competition. It was like a cup competition. I think it was like a FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I can't even remember. But it wasn't even in the Premier League. They've got 100% win rate against Chelsea. Now, we can talk about, obviously, the coaches we had at the time. I think we had Frank Lampard. We had Thomas Tuchel, which, I mean, he was good. I'm not taking anything away from Thomas Tuchel, by the way. And then we had fucking Pochettino. So, if I'm looking at the way we were playing those seasons and the lineup they were putting up, it can't be compared as the one we're using right now with Enzo Maresca. And talking about our players as well, we saw during the week there's only one player from our first team who actually played, who actually traveled to Astana, which was Pedro Neto. And then with that being said as well, Pedro Neto is not even playing for this game because he's suspended. So I'm looking at our players, the only listen, our players have rested enough to actually go and take care of Brentford because Brentford, they play with high physicality and speed, and they're quite clinical. Talking about Mbermo and Wisa, they're quite good in their midfield as well. They're quite good. Nogard in there. So listen, first of all, before we dive into this, let's actually react to the press conference like we always do. Before we get carried away about Brentford and Chelsea and that. Now, there's nothing much to react to. As always, they don't really speak about the importance or the important things within the club or the team. But as Chelsea fans, we just have to understand and actually come to terms with the fact that Sanchez is always going to be the first choice goalkeeper unless he's sick or suspended. If he's not sick or suspended, he's always going to be our first choice goalkeeper. Now, we don't like it. Personally, I don't like it. But they asked him about Robert Sanchez. Is there a way or is there a plan to kind of rotate with Jorgensen? Because a lot of fans, even a lot of rivals, wants to see Jorgensen in goal. But each and every time Sanchez makes mistakes, he keeps playing the next game and the next game and the next game. So they're asking him, is there a chance where we could see Jorgensen playing in the Premier League? Now, we know he did play against Southampton, but come on. That game, we had won that game before we even touched the pitch. No disrespect to Southampton, but this is just different levels. And, if you can put it on paper as well, Chelsea were always going to win that match against Southampton. No disrespect again. So he made it clear that, listen, there's no plan to change the goalkeepers because they're both performing at a high level, which I don't agree with because Sanchez ain't performing at no high level. Yes, of course, he got good games here and there, good saves, like the game against Nottingham Forest, I think he saved us as well. The game against Bournemouth, he did save us. I mean, in a couple of games in May, but at the same time as well, you've also costed us so many goals. So yeah, we just have to come to terms with it. He's not going to. We're not going to see what you call it. We're not going to see Jorgensen playing the Premier League. The only time we're going to see him is the Conference League and maybe the FA Cup. But we're not going to see him, and that's a shame. So now we as Chelsea fans are now praying for Sanchez to be suspended. I'm not gonna call him for him to be sick or injured, but to be suspended because I think he's on his fourth yellow card. The next yellow card is gonna get, which I know he's gonna be soon. Then we can see Jorgensen because we're really, really playing for Jorgensen. But even then, we could see Jorgensen in a game of football in the Premier League. He could actually perform well, and then as soon as Sanchez comes back, I won't even be surprised if they put him straight into the lineup because I just don't know whether there's something in Sanchez's contract that he has to play. Anyway, people, let's go back to look into the game. So with Brentford, he's one of those teams where on paper you might say, yeah, we got a better squad, arguably maybe a better coach, even though I do rate what's his name? The Brentford coach, Thomas Frank. I do rate him a lot. And remember, he was on the second list or second place to become the Chelsea manager. And some of us didn't want him, some of us did want him. But listen, he's a good coach. That's just the bottom line. He's a good coach. And Brentford are playing really good football at the moment. So if we are going to be in this title race, which we are already in, no matter how you want it or you don't, we are in the title race. Whether we're going to win the race or not, that's a different conversation. But in the title race, we are definitely in the title race. Now, I'm looking into if we want to win this match, it has to be the battle of the midfield. We have to win that midfield. With Caicedo, Enzo, I'm not sure if Lavia is fit for this game, but I don't mind if I see Caicedo inverting from the right back position because I need more physicality in the midfield because their defense is not a threat. The attack, yes, of course, if Mbeumo is on form, which he is on form, and Wisa, which they're both on form, it's a threat because we know, I think they've got 18 goals between them two, Wisa and Mbeumo this season. So, yeah, the attacking threat is really, really, really good. So, but at the same time as well, our defense is a bit shaky. So I want us to win the midfield. If we can win all the balls, all the duels in the midfield, there we can protect our defenders and our attack. We already know we're going to get from Jackson, Palmer, Sancho, and Madueke will be playing this game. So I'm not really worried about our front. I just want us to win the midfield. Now, I don't know if Lavia is going to be fit for this game, but even then, you can play Gusto on the right back. You know, what we did on the second half against Tottenham. Put Gusto at the right back, overlapping, to, overlapping, and then him and Madrid can help each other there. Then maybe you can invert Cucurella from the left-hand side, and then Enzo and Caicedo can stay as a double pivot in the mid. I don't mind it at all. Obviously, Cole Palmer in a 10. Oh, he can do whatever he wants to do. He can go even from the 7 to the 9 to the 8 to the, I don't know. He can do whatever he wants. But as much as I know that this is not going to be an easy game, and I'm looking also at the fact and the way we've been playing, and I'm looking at the way Brentford has been playing away from home, I do think that there's a big chance of Chelsea coming out there with a win. And again, if we want to be respected on the block, we have to put teams like this to bed. Now, not disrespect at all to Brentford because over the years we've been struggling to beat this man. You know, one win in six, 100% win rate on their side to the bridge. That's not a good look for Chelsea. But yeah, man, listen, my prediction is going to be I'm going to go 3-1 because I think Bremen are going to score or Wisa, one of them. But I do think that we're going to outscore them because that's the way we've been winning games this season anyway. We've been outscoring teams because our defense, no clean sheet in the Chelsea squad. We're not going to hope for clean sheets or we're not going to keep clean sheets. But I definitely know that Chelsea, we will have chance and we will score goals. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with 3-1 with this one, but I won't be surprised if it's a 3-2 because, again, Chelsea, we're a bit shaky at the back. But, I mean, that's not going to stop us from winning. So, yeah, man, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys on the next one.